Hey, sweetheart. Can we talk for a minute? I think I have something I'd like to say to you. So it happens that some package arrived at the door today. Its contents were a bit unusual. There were things like sulfur and snake's tongue, and even a goat's skull. No, I'm sure you must have ordered it. They had your name on it and everything, and I don't think it's the sort of thing that others would give to you as a present, or even as a gag. I have to say, the contents raises some red flags for me. You know, being a guardian angel, I'm trained to know everything I need to know in order to protect you. From hexes to cults and whatnot. Because of that, I know what to look out for with regards to materials like these. I'm sure it's not a coincidence these are the exact materials one would need to summon a succubus. So with that in mind, is there anything that you would like to tell me? It's okay, it's fine. Everything's absolutely fine. I'm not angry. I just want to talk about it. Have a little heart-to-heart. I know in the past my possessiveness has gotten out of hand a few times, but right now I just want to make sure that everything is okay with you, and I need you to talk to me in order to do that. So please just talk to me. Well, okay. Maybe you can just listen and you can talk when and if you feel like it. About the package, besides the summoning materials, there was also a chant. Well, I guess the chant is the summoning material in a way. The chant was in Latin, which I can read, by the way. I would translate it, but, well, the chant wasn't exactly appropriate. With that in mind, are you still sure you weren't trying to summon a succubus? Because succubus summonings chants are usually pretty lewd. And like I said, I'm not angry, and I'm not here to judge. I just want you to talk to me. You know you can talk to me about anything, no matter how personal. Like when you asked me to please wait outside when you go to the bathroom. That was super personal, and we resolved it through dialogue. See? Talking to me works. And like I said, you can talk to me about anything. I mean, I've been by your side since forever. And of course, I'll continue to be by your side, from cradle to grave. We've shared countless experiences with each other. And what's one more? The point is, if there's anyone you can confide in, it's me. And you know I won't betray you. You could rob a bank, and I'd give you tips on how to launder the money. You know I'm by your side, so whatever you tell me, I won't hold against you. Looking after you is part of the job description as your guardian angel, after all. So please, won't you tell me? I swear if you tell me, I'll try and lay off the fireworks for your birthday this year. You wanted to summon a succubus just because? I'm sorry. It's just, usually when people summon a succubus, it's not just because. They usually have an alternative reasons. You know, whatever sort of relationship you have with that succubus, it's nothing compared to what I can give you. When you get down to it, your relationship with her will be superficial. It's just after your body, your energy. She doesn't love you. Not like I do. I I'd sacrifice 1,000 kittens, so just to save you from stubbing your toe. A succubus would never do that. So what is it that some succubus can offer that I can't? I think I can take a guess about what your reasoning was. Well, it's not the most obvious assumption. I think the real reason is a little less lewd. You see, when I was reading the chant, not aloud obviously, I noticed that there was a part in the chant that served to bind the succubus. Not a mind control. She will lack free will kind of way. Those kind of chants are super rare and difficult after all. But more in a she can't physically leave me kind of way. Basically, the chant would prevent her from moving too far away from you. So I want to ask, were you summoning a succubus to bind her to you just because you want someone who wouldn't leave you? Oh, it's okay. You can cry. Here, let me give you a hug and a shoulder to cry on. There, it's alright. Now, it's alright if you are, but were you afraid that maybe I'd leave you? You know I won't. I can assure you. Didn't I tell you? Guardian angels are physically incapable of moving more than a certain distance away from their human. It's like I'm always under the effect of that bind chant. I'm like your captive. Willing captive, might I add. But basically, it's impossible for me to leave you. Physically, at least. But I'm not going to abandon you emotionally either. Not even close. I'll never become distant or cold. Every guardian angel is hopelessly attached to their human. I mean, stop and think about it for a second. When you're a guardian angel, your job is basically to be a nice stalker. If anything, I'm the one who's afraid that you'll leave me, because although I can't physically leave you, the reverse isn't true. If you walked away, there isn't any sort of magical binding effect that keeps you from me. You could theoretically run away from me. Theoretically, of course. If you actually tried to run away from me, you wouldn't make it past the door. I've trained for that possibility 1,000 times. That's why I'm glad you're so clingy to me. It assures me when you're that clingy. Always holding on to me so tightly. As far back as I can remember. Like when we'd fall asleep together. And in less physical sense, when you're on the computer and you always look back at me every 3 minutes to make sure that I'm still there and didn't leave you. And each time you looked back at me, I would just smile and wave. Anyway, I know maybe I'm making this sound all about me, but this relates to you too, trust me. What I'm trying to say is that I'm way too anxious about you leaving me for me to leave you. To get the point across, there's something I should confess. When we would fall asleep together, I would cast a spell on you so that you wouldn't wake up before me. I was always afraid that maybe you would leave me in the middle of the night when I'd have no idea where I'd be able to find you and I'd never see you again. When I fear separation from you that badly, trust me, I'm not going to leave you. Now, all that aside, is there anything I can do to put your heart at rest? For instance, maybe you could just chain me to your room or something. I mean, with angel strength, I'd easily be able to break free. But hey, maybe it'll give you some peace of mind. Tell you what, it's about time for bed, isn't it? How about we go get some sleep? And you can cling to me like you always do. You can hold on to me tightly, that I can't escape. And maybe you can use my wings as a blanket. So that way, as you drift off peacefully to sleep, the softness of my feathers will remind you that I'm right here with you, and I'm not going anywhere.